AITA for not taking the next elevator when a mom with 7 children demanded it of me. A neighbor of mine has 7 children and they are all under the age of 9. I have seen her many times and she always demands people take the next elevator because she has kids who need to get home. She has physically shoved into the elevators and forced people out, including my elderly father. I was on my way home from work. I take public transit, and she was on the bus with all kids. They were screaming and running up and down the aisle, basically making such a scene that the driver asked her to have the kids sit down before they get hurt. Sure enough, one of the kids was spinning around one of the poles and bumped her head as we were going over the train tracks near my place and started screaming. She looked like she was physically okay, no blood, not even a red mark, but she screeched the rest of the ride to the building. I was first in the building and hit the elevator button. She came in with her double stroller and her gaggle of children running around her as I stepped into the elevator and held the door for her. She told me that I would have to get out and wait for the next one. I said, "Excuse me?" She heavy-sighed at me and said, "My stroller won't fit in with you in here. Get out and take the next one." I refused, saying I would make myself as tiny as I could, but I was staying in the elevator. She became irate, pointed at her kids and said, "Do you see what I'm dealing with here?" I said I understood that it's overwhelming, but I had worked a long day and I needed to get home. I said, "In or out, because I'm going now." She pulled her stroller and kids out, calling me an asshole the entire time. A few people were waiting behind her and got in with me. 2 began thanking me for standing up to her because she does this all the time, but the other one called me an asshole for not being sympathetic to her situation. I don't think people should have to make constant accommodations for people just because they have kids, especially when they're rude and demanding. But AITA here? Edit. People are concerned with the way that this woman has treated my father. She did not physically touch him. He was in the elevator and she pushed her stroller in, waved her arms and yelled at him to get out several times. Because he's hearing impaired, he was very confused and only knew that she was yelling at him, and he got off the elevator. Had she put her hands on him, charges would have been filed. NTA. She made the choice to have kids. More than that, she made the choice to have 7 of them. Seriously, that is just too many, especially within a 9-year time span. If she makes that choice, tough luck if it is hard, but that is what she chose. NTA. You got on the elevator first, and she can't wait. She reeks of entitlement and I sure hope those kids don't grow up to be like her. She really needs someone to tell her that she can't always be given a pass because she's 7 young children. She chose to have those kids, so she needs to deal with the consequences. NTA. She created the problem when she chose to keep fucking without birth control. Yes, I know sometimes it happens, even if you're on BC, but 7 times? Come the fuck on. And B. She chose to not establish and enforce boundaries with her kids and prevent them from being fucking hooligans. AITA. For literally showing my dad how he behaves every day when he gets home from work. My F-16 father M46 is the breadwinner, while mom is a som. She handles everything around the house like cooking, mopping, washing, laundry, etc. I'm the oldest, and I try to help, but really there's only so much I can do, while my dad just gets home at the end of the day and literally complains about everything. Like how the carpet isn't clean, or how the food is cold. As a result, I'd have to listen to a huge argument daily between him and mom. It's exhausting, but honestly, I think that my dad is in the wrong here. I tried talking to him to get him to see how his behavior is, but to no avail. So what I did was pick a day off for him and pretend to act like him. I put together an outfit that looked like a suit and put black tape over my lips to look like a mustache. At 6 p.m. I went inside the house, shouted I'm home, then sat next to him in the living room and started kicking my shoes while complaining about the state of the house at the top of my lungs. He glanced at me confused, asking what I was doing. I ignored him, then started yelling about the carpet being dirty, shower not ready, the kids needing to be quiet and so on. He kept staring, while mom and my siblings laughed. My youngest brother kept pointing towards me saying this is daddy. I then proceeded to yell about dinner, then berated my mom for not preparing up before time. My dad stopped me and in a serious tone asked what I was doing. I turned to him and said, "What? Can't a man effing rest after working long hours?" in the most macho voice I could muster. My dad got the hint because this was the common phrase he uses daily. He went quiet and avoided looking at me. I stopped the act and told him I was trying to show him what he's like every day when he comes home from work. He said nothing, just went outside and refused to speak to me. Later he went on about how I mocked and invalidated him. That he does work hard and me doing this was disrespectful and invalidating. Mom said it was funny, but also thought I hurt my dad's feelings and I could have gotten the message across some other way instead. NTA. You held up a mirror to his behavior and he didn't like what he saw. That's on him. I hope he gets the message. NTA. First off, but I think you have a good chance here. Listen please, you can acknowledge, "Hey dad, I know that probably did hurt your feelings and I'm sorry. Of course you work hard and provide for us and we appreciate it, but I want you to see that your behavior hurts mom's feelings, hurts the family." The fact he went quiet instead of exploding in anger, to me says there is hope. Like many dudes his age, he struggles to process those emotions, but he recognized he was feeling more embarrassed, hurt than angry it seems. The key is to understand and withhold judgment, to recenter the convo on not just his pain, but everyone's feeling pain and moving forward. That's tough, and you're a kid, it's not your responsibility to do it. You would be morally justified to say F off. But I always ask, do you want to win or be right? Being right often feels hollow. I hope you win. Edit. There's so many kind replies, so firstly thanks to those folks. Secondly, appreciate the awards but totally unnecessary,